The Super Bowl has a new halftime sponsor, and we're going to talk about what that means for artists in today's video. What's up, guys? This is Omari with No Nonsense Music Marketing, the #1 place for music business and industry advice online. If you are a serious musician who is looking to do music full time, you want to hit that subscribe button because we go over key information that you can act on quickly in our videos. And today's one is about Apple Music officially replacing Pepsi as a Super Bowl halftime show sponsor. Now, a lot of people tuned back into the Super Bowl last year as they saw hip hop take the main stage. We saw Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, 50 Cent, Mary J. Blige, Eminem help bring up the ratings with the Super Bowl halftime show. The year before that, actually, the Super Bowl had its lowest rating since 1969. So we're seeing a trend of both a changing of the guard, so to speak. So companies, not that Apple's a new company, but a new sponsor coming in, the NFL trying to shift their focus. We've seen them do things within the league, whether they're essentially being patronizing towards people or they're being genuine. We don't know, but they've done a lot of things to try and rein in the younger audience, the 20-somethings, the teenagers, try to get them to focus back on their sport. Apple Music, most people, at least in the U.S., don't use Apple Music. Spotify is still far and above Apple Music. I think for a number of reasons, we talked about this in other videos. Apple Music is it feels like, here's what it feels like. If anybody from Apple Music ever watches this, it feels like they just had a bunch of money and they threw a service together. Like they had their heyday with iTunes. And then after that, they knew it was going to a streaming, but they were way late on streaming. How they were that late, that far behind Spotify and even some other companies, they bought, Apple Music bought Beats. Beats Music was a streaming service, and they bought them, and they took way too long to transfer over that service. And now they're trying to make a push towards the streaming. But it kind of feels too little too late. So maybe that's why they're trying to make this strong push for the halftime show. Most artists, we sold Apple Music promotion, and it was such a headache to do the promotion because they are not transparent with their stats at all. Even if you sign up for Apple Music for artists, which we have other videos on our channel about that, and it's something that you should do. But even when you do it and you're signing up for Apple Music, you obviously have your music on there, but when you try to look at your stats, you can't see really which playlists you're on. You can't see the number of plays per playlist. They only let you see the number of plays per playlist for Topsify, Digster, and the other major one. But it's not a good system for artists. Artists are the ones that are giving them their product. And the consumer is obviously part of that equation too. It has to be a good experience for them, and a lot of people don't care. As long as it's thrown on their phone with some free, if you sign up for Verizon or AT&T or whatever, wherever you're at in the world, they try to do these deals with those companies too to just get you to sign up for it, and then you eventually start paying for the premium version. But it's just not the greatest one. I don't think the user experience is as good as Spotify, so that's where I'll give Spotify credit. The user experience is a bit better on there, as well as it's more community based. If I build a playlist on Spotify, I can at least see the followers there. People can still see my playlist ranking in the search results, and the numbers have a lot to do with that. If a playlist has 40,000 followers, then people are going to be more likely to follow it versus if it has 4 followers. This is how human psychology works. So I actually like that you can see the followers on the playlist. Apple Music, for whatever reason, I think it's because they don't have as many users as Spotify. Therefore, they're not going to show you how many playlist followers they have because that psychology thing. They probably know that. They know that psychologically, if we show our playlist followers and it's way less than Spotify, then some people may just say, well, everybody else is at Spotify, so I'll go hop over there too, in terms of the streaming service. Now, At the end of the day, YouTube, not YouTube Music, YouTube still has a lot more music listeners than both of these services. So YouTube is obviously free to listen to music, and they just do the ad-supported model. But YouTube still has a lot more listeners because there's billions of people using YouTube per week and even per day versus Spotify and Apple Music are in the millions. I believe Apple Music right now is in the tens of millions. Spotify's in the hundreds of millions. But that's what they're going up against. So is it a wise, what does this mean for artists? I think that Apple Music is here to stay because Apple as a company just has a bunch of money. They're kind of like Amazon. Amazon made Amazon Music because they just have a bunch of money. And it's something that they can do. But the question is, are they doing it well, or does it just feel like this is just something they threw together? We'll see. So maybe this is a commitment from them saying that, we're here to stay. We're going to work on this service and actually provide something quality. There's a bunch of ways that they can take market share from Spotify. I just don't see them doing any of it. Like Apple, it's in terms of a stock pick, and not financial advice or whatever, but a stock pick, sure, good company overall. But in terms of what are they innovating in? Even with the phones, people can throw whatever shade in the comments you want, but the innovation from Apple has not been there with the phones. They pretty much have just been copying Samsung's technology, and even Google has, the Google Pixel phone. It's been having a lot more innovation with the Google Pixel phone and Samsung phones than there has been with Apple. It's just, even if you just like to use Apple, that's just a fact. So that's what I see with it. They are a strong presence. Spotify has a deal with FC Barcelona. In case you're wondering what their sponsorship deals are with sports and other companies, they have a 12-season, $300 million plus sponsorship deal with Spotify for FC Barcelona. So obviously Spotify's, they're a major player in this space too. But that's the breakdown. So I wouldn't say this really shifts musicians' focus over to Apple Music. Whatever exclusive stuff they try to do around the Super Bowl, I don't see it being that huge of an impact. But let me know what you guys think in the comments about this. You think it's a good idea for Apple to do this? Do you think it's a bad idea for Apple to do this? What are your thoughts? And also smash that subscribe button if you're a serious musician and you want up-to-date information on everything music marketing. And we'll catch you in the next video.